Hello everyone, I'm Nizzahon here recording my weekly draft video for the Aether Hub. I post one on here every Wednesday. We're doing Aether Revolt. I've really been enjoying the format. I like it a lot more than Triple Kaladesh. I mean, I liked Triple Kaladesh, but this format's a lot more synergistic, and I also think it's slower, and those are both things I generally like about Limited. So we're going to go ahead and jump in the queue, and I'll be back with you guys when the first pack opens. All right, well, we got a Mythic. It's not really one you want to be taking. I'm going to check how much it's worth, but I doubt it's worth anything. But I am going to check that. That is something to keep in mind when you draft. I say this because you can draft more on Magic Online anyway if you make sure you are drafting cards of value. So sometimes it's worth taking. Like if this were like 8 tickets, I would take it, even though it's not playable really in Limited. But it's not worth that much. So what we have here are two main choices, I think. I think we've got Gifted Aetherborn or Maverick Thopterist. The Thopterist is great. The problem it has is you're committing to like 2 colors right off the bat, but it's so good that I think it's worth it sometimes. Gifted Aetherborn is quite good, but I don't think it's enough. The only thing I would take over the Thopterist is monocolored, very, very good removal, or a rare or mythic bomb. Aetherborn isn't any of those things. It's a very good card. It's the second best card in this pack. But I think I'm going to take the Thopterist and see if I can make blue-red work, because the Thopterist is ridiculous. You get 3 bodies. You can sometimes play it for less than 5 mana, and those are things I'm interested in. Okay, well now I'm kind of wishing I'd first picked that Aetherborn dude, because I have Midnight Entourage, which would have been really good with already having one Aetherborn. And I also have Daring Demolition, which is just a super good removal spell. Also, Felidar Guardian's quite good. Would work interestingly with Maverick Thopterist, but I think I'm going to take the Demolition. You know, there's not a blue or red card here that's good enough to take over any of these 3 cards. Daring Demolition, Midnight Entourage, and Felidar Guardian are far and away the best cards in this pack. And I mean, I could take Welder Automaton. It's a good card, but I don't want it's not Daring Demolition, which is just a great removal spell, and that's what we're gonna take here. There's still a chance we end up in a deck that can splash the Thopterist, but I mean, and there's still a chance, like, this pack has no black in it, so we're sort of given the opposite. Like, the black in this pack is bad. It's Renegade's Getaway. Whereas we actually have a very good blue card for this type of deck, and another good blue card, and another good blue card. There's 3 good blue cards here and 1 decent red card. I think I'm going to take Bastion Inventor. I like it a lot. You do have to end up with artifacts for it to be good, but I don't think that'll be too hard. So we're going to take the Inventor here. Trophy Mage and Hinterland Drake are both also quite good, and I think you could take any one of those and it wouldn't hurt too badly. Okay, so here we have another good card with Improvise. We also have Watchful Automaton, which is a good artifact, but I think I'm going to take the Improvise card here and cut blue, basically, where I can. So we could end up being blue-black or blue-red. Both of them like improvising, and both of them have an artifact sub-theme. And you can also, you know, if you pick up a Renegade map and a Prophetic Prism, we're pretty much set on splashing, and we could splash the Thopterist, which I would love to do. Can't really splash Daring Demolition, though, with its double black cost. Okay, here we have the pretty good Airdrop Aeronauts. We also have Renegade Rallier. There's also a couple of artifacts. One of them's green, basically green, so I don't really want it. There's Implement of Malice, too, which is pretty good. But I think I'm probably just going to take Hinterland Drake here. The Implement's good, and we do have a couple cards with Improvise, but I don't think at this early stage of the draft I can, like... I don't want to take that when I could take a perfectly good blue flyer. Blue does seem open, though. Black less so. I mean, and it's even less likely to be open because we passed a couple good black cards in the early going, so we'll see. Red also doesn't seem that open, so we may end up in something completely different from what we're looking at here. Okay, another very good white card in Restoration Specialist. Fourth Bridge Prowler is fine, not overly exciting, but certainly fine. There's lots of X1s it can kill. Implement of Ferocity is okay. Is white open enough for me to veer into it at this point, or should I just stick to my guns here? Because this is definitely the best card in this pack. Well, Prey Upon's pretty good too. You just have to have the right deck to use it. I think I'm going to take the Prowler here. It is a playable card, and it's a fine card, so there's a good green card here. Here's Leave in the Dust, and we also have Illusionist Stratagem, which works well with our Thopterist, but I'm not convinced we're playing it yet. It's also just good because sometimes you can make your creatures dodge removal. Druid of the Cowl is a super good green card, so that's something else to think about. But I think I'm just going to take Leave in the Dust here. It's a pretty good blue card. It's not incredible, but I think it's another good sign that blue's open. We may end up in a completely different second color than what we're looking at. I am going to take Implement of Combustion here, though. Countless Gears Renegade and Hidden Stockpile are both good, but I'm going to take the Implement here. It's an artifact. It'll help with our improvise, and it's red, basically. So it's a good sign that it was there. Not a great one, because it's really only good in a red improvise deck. Any other red deck doesn't really want it. Red has no revolt, really. You could, of course, end up red-black and have a few cards with it and make it a little better. But, yeah. All right, Implement of Malice came back, which is interesting. There's also a Fenhauler who has improvise, obviously. Dawnfeather Eagle's really good. I think I'm going to take the Implement over the Fenhauler. We already have 3 cards with improvise, and we're probably at least playing 2 of them, and we may also play Splash the Thopterist. This card's a card that's really impressed me, and I wouldn't mind getting one of them if we end up in a artifacty enough deck here. So right now it kind of looks like we could splash red, basically. Okay, Universal Solvent, I don't hate. Lot New Sailback is an okay 5-drop. I don't love him, certainly. Solvent is kind of nice because it can do something in the late game, and in the early game, it helps you with improvise. But it doesn't always make the cut because there's just usually better things you could do. But I will take it here. All right. Well, I don't mind seeing a decent red card here. Countless Gears Renegade's pretty good, but it's a good red card. I mean, we really only have 3 black cards and 3 red cards, basically. So we're still sort of looking at trying to figure out which one's going to be the best for us. And it may come down to opening a bomb, or, you know, getting another really good removal spell in black or in red. Well, we could take Consulate Dreadnought, but I don't think I want to. I think I'd rather just take Negate for my sideboard. I'm not a fan of Dreadnought strategies. I've yet to lose to it. I know I will eventually lose to someone turning their Dreadnought into a massive creature on turn 3, but it hasn't happened to me yet. I'll take a Silkweaver Elite, I guess. Neither of those are in our colors. And an Aegis Automaton. Also not in our colors. So let's see what we get here, if it directs us, puts us in a different direction at all. Disallow. Not really. I mean, it's an okay card, certainly. I would play it in this deck, but I don't really want to first pick it. So here we have an interesting choice, and it's kind of going to be the choice that directs us the rest of the way in this particular draft. Because we have Daring Demolition versus Enraged Giant. And I think those are the 2 best cards in this pack. The Giant asks more of you. He asks you to play a decent number of artifacts, but we're already leading that way because of Reverse Engineer and Bastion Inventor and maybe Maverick Thopterist. So it's worth looking at him, but I think we just want Daring Demolition. I think you just got to take it. It's just a really good removal spell. It's exactly what we want. So, that being the case, if things hold, we're going to try to splash Maverick Thopterist, but we probably lose all these black cards. Which does also mean we only have 2 artifacts, which also isn't so good. Oh, I took out the wrong implement. Oh, no. We do want both of these implements, maybe. Yeah, because we might splash the red one. We'll see, though. I don't love splashing implements, but if you want improvise, it doesn't hurt too much. Peace Walker Colossus. Well, it's an artifact. Okay, we got another implement. We also have Aether Poisoner, who's great because it's a 2-drop that also gives me artifacts, which is something I want. Same with Aether Swooper, though, and I like Aether Swooper even more, so I think I take it. I also like Cruel Finality a fair amount, but I'm going to take the Swooper here. It's really between the 2 Aether cards. Cruel Finality is a close third, though, I think. But yeah, we'll take Aether Swooper. More artifacts is good. We also wouldn't mind seeing like Renegade maps because they help with improvise and they would help us splash our Thopterist. Which would be pretty nice. Whir of Invention. Well, I might have to take Efficient Construction. I've wanted to. and it's already sort of the direction we want to go in. We do definitely need to pick up more artifacts, so that's something to keep in mind. The other options in this pack aren't that good in general, so I think it's definitely worth taking here, because Ironclad Revolutionary is not that good. Night Market Aeronaut's not that good. Defiant Salvager's okay. He's probably the best black card in this pack, but Efficient Construction is a cool little engine. Like, you just get to make Thopters forever. And we've only got 4. Actually, this doesn't count as an artifact. It has to be an artifact spell. Like, I don't know. If I picked up a second Efficient Construction, I'd probably start running stuff like Aegis Automaton, because it's an artifact and it can block early and help me make Thopters later. So we could think about playing it in the end. But artifacts already in our deck are something we really want, and now that's gone up even more. So every artifact that we see, its value has gone up a fair amount. So like a card like Welder Automaton is suddenly sort of worth thinking about picking up here, because even though it's just a 2-mana 2/1, I do think we take Aether Poisoner instead, because while it doesn't work with Efficient Construction, it works for all of our creatures with Improvise. Fenhauler is pretty good, and Trophy Mage is good too. But since I don't already have a 3-drop artifact and I need 2 drops, I'm going to go for the 2-drop here. Right here, we have Implements, and I think we probably take one of them. We could take another Drake, and maybe I should. That might be the safe thing to do, but I think taking an Implement feels pretty good. We're going to take a second Implement of Malice, since we have Efficient Construction and multiple creatures with Improvise. This one probably isn't going to make our deck, but we'll see. Okay. Here we have another Aether Poisoner, and we could take it, but I'm kind of leaning towards Cogwork Assembler. I do like Aether Poisoner, but Cogwork Assembler can do a lot of work. Right now we don't have anything incredible for it to copy, but it can also copy itself, and it can copy opponents' artifacts as well, and I've had that be super good for me in the past. But the Poisoner is good, but because I have Efficient Construction pushing me even harder towards artifact spells as opposed to things that make artifacts, I'm going to take the Assembler here. So we need I feel like I need about 5 more artifacts to feel good. And it's kind of 6, because I don't really want to play Aegis Automaton if I can help it. Okay, we could take Foundry Assembler, because it's an artifact. Ice Over is an okay removal spell, but it certainly hasn't impressed me. I'm kind of leaning towards taking the Assembler. It's another card with Improvise. We'll be able to cast it for 3 or 4 pretty easily. I don't love it, certainly. It does make Self-Assembler a little better in the next pack. But again, I think Efficient Construction plus my cards with Improvise is pushing me a little harder towards taking it over Ice Over, which is like a mediocre removal spell. Okay, this is great. We want Augmenting Automaton. There is a Cruel Finality, but I am kind of trying to go all in on having fun with this Efficient Construction. And Augmenting Automaton is just a good creature anyway. It's an early artifact. It's one that has a black activated ability, so we're pretty much sold on it. Okay, here we kind of have a whole lot of nothing. We could use Salvage Scuttler to cast multiple spells for our Efficient Construction. Consulate Turret's just bad. You have to really be a really energy heavy deck for it to be good. And Wrangle's a bad card. So I'm just going to take Salvage Scuttler. We might actually play it, but I highly doubt it. All right, we're going to take a 3rd Implement happily, though. This Implement does have the downside of, like, sometimes not doing anything, but when you have a lot of artifacts payoffs, I think it's worth it. Take another Automaton, but I probably won't be playing it. I will take a Fenhauler really happily, though. Another creature with Improvise goes well with what we're doing already. It is looking really unlikely that we can splash our Thopterus, though, and that's kind of sad. We'll take Take into Custody and Precise Strike. We'd have to pick up 2 Prophetic Prisms, which I'd be happy to do in the next pack for me to feel good about splashing. So we'll see if that happens for us. Okay, well, we've got some good artifacts here, and also a Glimmer of Genius, which is just a nice card draw spell that also gives us some energy for our 2 Ether creatures. I like Peafowl and Goggles, and those are things that I would love to pick up in this pack at some point. But I'm leaning sort of towards Glimmer of Genius over them. I think I can pick them up later. Yeah, I'll take the Glimmer. Probably not going to end up playing the Scuttler if we're lucky. And hopefully not the Automaton either. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So almost there on artifacts. We've got you know, these guys aren't incredible, but they're pretty good cards to improvise out. They're hard to deal with, and we've also got Reverse Engineer drawing us cards. And Gear Seeker Serpent is another card who basically has improvise, and we're definitely taking him here. I would like Oval Chase Daredevil or Dukara Peafowl, but this Serpent's even better than either of them. So it just gives us sort of another artifact-related win condition, which is what I want. Okay, here we're going to take Tidy Conclusion over like a Puzzle Knot. It's just a really, really good removal spell, and I don't think we can say no to it. So we won't. We'll just take it. We do need to pick up some more artifacts. Ideally, and so that would be good. But if we end up not being able to play Efficient Construction, our deck's still going to be pretty good, but being able to play the Construction would obviously be the coolest thing to do here. So yeah, I really want to pick up about 3 more artifacts, and I think we'll be able to get there. There's plenty going around. But our deck's looking like a pretty good control deck. We have some good removal, like Tidy Conclusion and our 2 Daring Demolitions. And we have big, scary creatures for the end game. Skywhaler's Shot is really good, but we're obviously not white. And Restoration Gearsmith is also good, but I just don't see us being able to splash. So I think we'd probably take Prakata Pillarbug here. Another artifact spell. It's a good artifact creature. Gives us a lower, helps our curve out. Skyskiff's okay too, but I like the Pillarbug a lot more. So we will take it. Windrake's okay. Vidalcan Blade Master's okay, but you don't need me to stress again how important it is that we pick up artifacts, and this is just an eminently playable one anyway. Like, I would play this in any black deck, and then a black deck that has artifact synergies is even better, and that's where we're at. Wouldn't mind a Contraband Kingpin coming our way. That would be nice. We got a Longfin Skywhale here, but I don't think we want it. We want our creatures to be able to block, ideally. Some Consulate Skygates would be nice. I think I'd probably just take another Tidy Conclusion here. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Just another super strong removal spell. Obviously, Thriving Rhino and Longfin Skywhale and Fierce Reprisal are all solid, but I think Tidy Conclusion is actually just the best card in this pack, so we'll take it. Also has some minor artifact synergies that are worth mentioning. Okay, here we don't have any artifacts really. I mean, we could take a Workshop Assistant, and maybe it's worth doing because we have Efficient Construction and a bunch of artifacts. I mean, we're not giving up a whole lot if we don't. Like, I'm probably more likely to play it than Weldfast Wingsmith because it's an artifact, so I think I will take it. I'm hoping I pick up something a little better. Okay, I think I'd probably take an Assembler because we have another Assembly Worker, and it's another artifact. These 2 white cards are really good. I think white's been pretty open in this draft, but I've been having fun with what we're doing, and it seems pretty powerful as well. Yeah, we are like out of artifacts now, but that said, we do have Aether Theorist and Aether Meltdown, who are both good cards. We don't really need more removal, and I think our removal is just better than Aether Meltdown, so I'm just going to take the 2-drop who can help us scry and find more artifacts, if nothing else. All right, I'm going to take Prakata Club Security. Probably not playing it, though. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got to the 10 artifacts that I wanted, so I feel good about that. Don't really want a second Workshop Assistant. I think I'm going to take a Ceremonious Rejection for my sideboard. I don't really like Dakara Scavenger or Mind Rot. Mind Rot's an okay sideboard card, but you definitely find yourself siding in Rejection more because your opponent has some artifact bomb, and then it's a pretty great little card. So, right now we do need to trim a couple cards. We never picked up like Renegade maps, which is a little sad. And I'm not sure where they'll be coming from right now because we're trying really hard to hold on to our artifacts. Take a Windrake, though. I don't think we're playing him the way things stand right now. And I'll take another Windrake. Don't think I'm playing him, but yeah, we got to cut 2 cards out of this thing. Where do they come from? I mean, I could think about cutting either Glimmer or Reverse Engineer. Man, I might run a Bastion Mastodon. It's basically an upgrade over Self-Assembler, I think. I mean, Self-Assembler does draw us another artifact, but 5 mana, 4/5 artifact doesn't seem too bad. We could run both. as well. We could think about just like cutting our creatures that aren't artifacts and just like going all in on this artifact thing. Like we will keep them because they make artifacts, but we could lose Aether Theorist and Hinterland Drake, for example. And then we just have to cut one of our card draw spells because maybe we only want one. I'm definitely giving up some power here because like Workshop Assistant and Foundry Assembler I think are both worse than these two cards, but the synergy is definitely higher in a deck like this one where we have a bunch of artifact payoffs. So I think I probably go this route, and I have to decide whether Reverse Engineer is better, which is one of our artifact payoffs, or I think it probably is. Glimmer of Genius is great because it's instant speed, it gives us energy, and it scries, so it gives you some card selection. But I think in this deck, the sheer power of drawing 3 cards is just going to be better. Since we have nothing to do really with the energy. I mean, we have the 2 Aether creatures. And I think I'm just going to go with this. It seems like definitely the most fun option. And it also seems like our deck's pretty good anyway. Just good removal, and that's pretty great. We could think about cutting Leave in the Dust for like another creature. And maybe I do that. I think I do that. Yeah. Would I rather have another 2-drop and Aether Theorist? Or I think I'd probably go with the Flyer. Yeah. All right. Well, I like this deck. So many artifacts. I wish I'd gotten 2 efficient constructions now, since we definitely got there on having enough artifacts. So one of these, yeah, you're basically black. Other than that, oh, you're also basically black. All right. Pretty close to a split. Going 9-8 is probably right. Yeah. That sounds good to me. All right, this is the deck. We're going to go ahead and play with it now in our 3 matches. Hopefully 3 matches. So, see you then. All right, we're going into our first match of Aether Revolt draft. This hand is a definite keep. We've got Aether Poisoner, who can make us artifacts, Implement of Malice, and Cogwork Assembler. All good things. And then we also have a big removal spell that can kill just about anything. So we're definitely leading with Aether Poisoner before we play our Implement of Malice. I think the Implement of Malice gets a lot better in the later part of the game anyway. It's not incredible in the early part of the game. Usually your opponent just has a land they're willing to pitch. When they have like 2 cards in their hand is usually when you're in pretty good shape. We do need a 4th land at some point or another. But we're in pretty good shape. Just we can play most of the cards, 3 of the cards in our hand anyway, with just the lands we have already. Another Implement. Play our Poisoner. Chances are he plays something that can crew the Sky Skiff and attacks us. So does he play something that can crew the Sky Skiff? Yes, he does. It's also pretty good because the guy he played is good, the Audacious Infiltrator, because we have a lot of artifacts in our deck, and we can't. It's going to be hard for us to block him. Of course, my Aether Poisoner can, but I'm going to attack with it and make a servo. And then I'm going to play Cogwork Assembler, who also can't block it. So, yeah. But that is the plan. Cogwork Assembler. He can attack me right now with both the Infiltrator and his Sky Skiff. It looks like he's just going to attack with the Infiltrator. Which is good, I think. That means he didn't have something that could crew the Skiff. Yeah, he didn't. That works for me. I think we probably play and crack and implement before we attack here. We don't have anything else we can do or worth doing. So we're going to crack and implement. See if we can hit that efficient construction of ours. Okay, we do have reverse engineer, which is nice. See what he discards. Would be nice for him to discard. I mean, he's going to discard a spell. We know he didn't play land last turn, so we have that going for us. And it seems to be a hard decision, which is, you know, good, I think. Yeah, definitely a hard decision. All right, shrewd negotiation. I don't hate that. We're just going to attack with everybody. He may have impeccable timing or defiant. Oh, he needs 4 mana for the defiant thingamajig. But yeah, we probably just play Bastion Mastodon this turn and keep putting on the pressure. He probably doesn't attack this turn. In which case, I'll only attack with my servo. So, oh no, I don't have a good attack no matter what because he can cruise Skyskiff. So it'd be wise for him not to attack. All right, revoke privileges works for me. Wow, that's aggressive. Ooh, maybe now I play Self-Assembler. I probably do. So we're going to attack with both of these, and then we're going to play Self-Assembler to draw me another artifact. Our other dude. So we're going to use the ability, draw Foundry Assembler, and end our turn. So next turn we can potentially play... Well, we can play a lot of things. Propeller Pioneer. Does he go with the counter... Or does he make a servo? He makes a servo. Servo can cruise Skyskiff on its own, so it makes sense. It does make sense. We do have to be careful here. We're getting a little low on life. So... What do we do here? Do we have to blow up the Skyskiff? I don't think we need to do that just yet. I do think I attack with both of these. Well, actually, let's just throw a servo in there. Yeah. Opponent goes to 8. And then... I think I just play Bastion Mastodon. So if our opponent gets a little over-aggressive here, we can potentially Daring Demolition a blocker out of the way. Okay, well, I'm okay with that. We can kill that easily. All right, so we're just gonna go Daring Demolition on Windkin Raiders. Then what? I guess we attack with both our big guys. And leave, yeah, we're going to leave the servo back. He has to block one of them. Or he's dead, so that works for us. We can't quite cast Reverse Engineer right now. So I'm just going to play Implement of Malice in my turn. Leave in the dust. Okay. He can hit us for 4 now, but I don't think he can without dying. So yeah, he's just going to swing for 2. Okay. Just have an attack with Self-Assembler, basically. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That is the plan. Then I have... He's going to block it with that, huh? He must have a pump spell? Yeah, he's going to make it indestructible, probably. No. Why? That's interesting. I guess because that's just not always a creature, and that's a little dangerous for our opponent right now. I guess playing Fenhauler is actually better right now, because his servo won't be able to block it. And then we'll also play Implement of Malice, another one. Still glowing green when you play things with Improvise. Your cards just glow green for a few turns. Okay. Well, those are a lot of blockers, which I'm not thrilled about. Okay. We're going to take into reverse engineer, I mean. Like, I think I'm going to do that right now. See what else we get. So we're going to cast it. Yeah, you're not doing anything, so I'll use you too. Okay, well, there's efficient construction. Would have been nice a little earlier, but that's not too bad. Okay, so only one thing can block this. So, and I can finally play a Drake, which can block this stupid thing, which I think is what we just do. So we're just going to attack with both of these. He has to block both of them, so it's pretty good for us. I guess I'm also first going to crack one of these. Tidy Conclusion, that's also nice. He lost his reverse engineer, and then we're gonna play Hinterland Drake, and actually I can crack both of these, so I guess I will. Yeah, we got there. It got close at the end. It sort of felt like we were in control the whole game, but yet we were at 4 life. So one of those. Don't think we really changed anything. Leaving the Dust didn't seem to have any special application there. He didn't play Auras or anything, so. All right, well, this hand is not very good. We have 1 artifact and 1 Bastion Inventor, but I don't think we want to keep it. We're just going to send it back. This one's better. Still not an excellent one, but it's all right. We'll keep that. Drawing further into our deck seems good. Lead off with Augmenting Automaton. All right, Eddie Trailhawk. Ooh, there we go. I think, let's play our Swamp first. I'm going to attack with my Augmenting Automaton, and if he blocks, I pump it, and if he doesn't, I play Implement of Malice. So, no blocks. We'll play our Implement. We're going to be able to play an early Gear Seeker, which is always good. Could get his privileges revoked, but... Right. I think I'm going to attack with my Automaton again and pump him. There is a chance my opponent has removal, or not removal, but a pump spell of his own, but he's just going to take it, which I'm okay with. And then we're going to play Cogwork Assembler, which means we can play Gear Seeker on turn 4. Affinity for artifacts. Right here, we're just going to attack with... Oh, no, I'm not. Because if he blocks, then I can't play Gear Seeker. I guess that's not the end of the world, though. I just have to wait another turn, and it means Propeller Pioneer's dead. So, yeah. I am okay with that, I think. We'll probably play... Yeah, works out for us. Play Gear Seeker and end our turn. Okay, well, we thought that might happen, and it did. So Not too surprised by it. We take 4. Okay, we're gonna take the last card out of our opponent's hand. All right. It was a reverse engineer, so I feel pretty good about that. I'm gonna attack with Cogworks Assembler. And I'm going to play Hinterland Drake. And in my turn. Things aren't going quite as much in our favor in this game so far, but I don't feel too terrible. Wonder if my opponent has the whatchamacallit, the thing that will give his whole team flying. Not flying, +2/+1. All his guys already have flying, so do I block Propeller Pioneer here? Just trade away? I think I probably do. I go to 11. Ooh, yeah, that's gross. Servo City. All right. Okay. Gonna play Aether Poisoner. And I'm gonna play Implement of Malice. I'm not gonna use it just yet. There's a chance that I'll just never get to do anything with it, but I'm not gonna use it just yet. I mean, I still get to draw a card off of it if I use it, so there's that. But yeah, these flyers, man, you can attack with all of them. Probably just have to kill Eddy Trailhawk. We might still die, of course, but well, that solves. Oh no, it doesn't solve any problems. What am I talking about? Yeah. I think I actually kill the Sky Skiff with Daring Demolition. And then I end my turn. Because now, once he runs out of energy, I can play Aether Swooper and just block Eddy Trailhawk. Then, of course, if he ever gets energy, I'm in some serious trouble, but worry about that when we get there. I'm going to go ahead and draw this card. Universal Solvent. That's not bad here. Right, I'm going to play Aether Swooper. And I'm also going to play Universal Solvent. And I'm just going to empty my hand too so that I can at least pump on a block. Yeah, I'm going to make a servo here. And eat one of his in the process. Okay. Yeah. We will improvise a bit. Not a lot though. And Wonder Turn. We want to leave Aether Swooper back so we can't get hit by Eddy Trailhawk, basically. All right, this puts us at 7, so that puts us at the point where we can use Universal Solvent, so I think that's pretty good. It also puts us at the point where we can use Cogwork Assembler, which doesn't do a ton, but it does something, you know. Do I attack here with like my Foundry Assembler? Yeah, I think I will. Sure. Making it so my opponent can't quite go wide enough to just kill me is pretty good right here. So making it so all he has is his 2 creatures is perfectly fine with me. All right, we're just gonna... We can actually do something kind of funny here. Because we do this, I can make a copy of my solvent and I get to use it on my own turn. So that's what I'll do now. Is sacrifice this one to kill Eddy Trailhawk. And now I can attack with my swooper, and I'll attack with my servo. I don't think I have the guts to swing with anything else as low as my life is, even though I'm making a servo. Things could just go really wrong. We'll play this land since we've got our mana sink. Seems pretty good. Yeah, our opponent just scooped. I don't think they needed to necessarily, but we were definitely just going to do some silly cogwork assembler things there. So that was fun. Never got our efficient construction in our first match. Well, I guess we got it in the one game, but it was too late. So hopefully we'll get in another one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next game. Match, I guess. All right, let's see if we can win this second match as well. It's a pretty good hand. Cogwork Assembler has really liked us. We actually have 2 assembly workers. I kind of forgot Cogwork Assembler is one, so our self-assembler is actually really good because it can get 2 different cards. So Aether Poisoner into Cogwork Assembler. We can play a turn 4 Foundry Assembler. Of course, if we draw Self-Assembler in this game, it's pretty bad because we have them both in our hand. All right, play Aether Poisoner. End our turn. Night Market Guard, huh? Well, I am going to attack because I get the servo, and if he wants to trade his 3-drop for my 2-drop, I am down with it. Nope. He does not want to. All right, we will play Cogwork Assembler. So next turn we can go Solvent Foundry Assembler, which isn't terrible. I mean, Foundry Assembler is certainly not great, but we wanted one of those. It was in a pack with other good stuff, though, and we didn't get to do it. Of course, we drew all of our assembly workers. Why not, you know? Yeah, that Oval Chase Daredevil is going to be a real problem. A real problem. But we're going to go Universal Solvent. Those Daredevils can just mess you up so much. I love playing them too. I'm trying to remember what we took over it. I can't exactly, but it was close. I remember being like, man, I think maybe I took Tidy Conclusion or something like that. All right, so then we're going to cast this with Improvise. Yeah. Foundry Assembler. Yeah, we got all 3 of our assembly workers. It's kind of funny. The latter 2 are both going to be very mediocre, so freaking Oval Chase Daredevil. It is just such a hard card to deal with because you can kill it, and it usually comes back, like, multiple times. So trading with it hurts really badly. Ballista Charger also hurts really badly. Does give us something to make a copy of at some point. That's kind of fun. But that's about all it gives us. All right, so we're going to play Self-Assembler. Got all the assembly workers assembled. Should be like an Exodia thing, I think. We don't have any more artifact creature, or we do, any more assembly workers. So Ballista Charger can attack and do 1 damage to one of my creatures, which probably means Aether Poisoner. Because Aether Poisoner obviously makes life difficult for Ballista Charger because it can just block and trade with it, which makes it look pretty bad. I wonder if our opponent has a bunch of vehicles. That's like the only reason to run Night Market Guard. Bastion Mastodon, okay. He has chosen not to attack. Well, that's pretty good. I think we probably want to blow up Ballista Charger. Because it can do some bad stuff, and we get to hold on to Aether Poisoner if we do. So I am happy with that. We're almost to the point where we can do what we were doing in our last match, which is, you know, if we keep just drawing lands, we can Universal Solvent things to death. You know, use it multiple times. Okay. Now we probably just do that. Yeah. Tap, tap. Who else is less than effective on defense? Probably, I guess it's you, as much as I like you. Draw some cards. Give me another Daring Demolition. I'd be happy to kill an airdrop Aeronauts with it. Decent chance we draw one. I mean, we got one more in our deck and we're drawing 3 cards. Ooh, that'll work. Just drew like all scary dudes, basically. What do you cost right now? 2. Awesome. Unfortunately, you're double blue, so I can't play you and Bastion Inventor, but I'm still going to play you. And I'm going to end my turn. But this Aeronauts is going to start tearing us up in the sky. Yeah, now he can return Ballista Charger, which is less than ideal for us. Okay. So we're up to 8 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would really like to use my Universal Solvent, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, I'd like to make a copy of it and use it multiple times. But I think it's probably going to be better to play both creatures in my hand for now. So we're going to play our Mastodon. Then we're going to improvise out Bastion Inventor. And then we'll probably start universal solventing things, namely Ballista Charger and Airdrop Aeronauts. So if we get rid of those, we're really not in under any pressure. But I think we have the time to play these 2 things out and build up our board even more. Makes them less likely to attack, certainly. My opponent has lost the connection to the game. Hopefully they're back soon. But yeah, this is a good game. It's an interesting one because my opponent is doing all sorts of value grindy things, and we're trying to do that too. But we've been playing for a while. We're on turn 8, and we both have a lot of life left. So not a whole lot has actually happened in the game in terms of attacking and blocking and such. But my board is definitely about to be the more impressive of the 2. Looks like my opponent's back. Let my Mastodon resolve, please, because then we go 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Universal Solvent, Servo, and Cogwork Assembler will tap to allow me to play my Bastion Inventor. They got disconnected again. Well, I hope this isn't how I win, because this game is a very good one. All right, there goes the Bastion Mastodon resolving. Now we're going to cast Bastion Inventor. So flavor. Bastion. Maybe the Bastion Inventor made the Bastion Mastodon? I don't know. Don't think so, since this is blue and that requires white, but maybe. It is an inventor. Artificer, actually. I guess, well, artificers are inventors, so what am I talking about? Scrap Trawler's kind of funny. This game is going to go a long time, I think, the way this game's looking. So even if we draw land here, we have our nice little mana sink with our assembler. And I think that's probably what we do. Even though we didn't draw land, we didn't exactly draw anything that's incredible. Yeah, I think we just end our turn. Does he sack his specialist here and get back Ballista Charger? No. We'll just take 4 in the air again. And then at the end of his turn, make a copy of Universal Solvent and then use the solvent probably. And then we'll start doing that every turn for a while. We can also copy his artifacts, it's worth noting. Being able to copy Scrap Trawler with Universal Solvent would be pretty amusing. Okay, I think we still just play our Solvent here. So goodbye to your attacker. That guy gets a little bigger, but I'm less concerned about that. I mean, this is something I can only do every couple turns, but it's pretty sweet. And it has put an end to being attacked. Yeah, I mean, I think we just do it again this turn, because none of this is really... We can hold on to Daring Demolition for something else. Right now we have the time to do it, so we may as well try to grind out the value. We probably need to kill Scrap Trawler next, because if we kill Bastion Mastodon... well, I think we should probably still kill the Trawler next. It's probably the best thing to do. We could just use Daring Demolition and play Hinterland Drake, which I guess isn't bad because Hinterland Drake can attack on this board and none of my other stuff can. Yeah, maybe I do. Let's do that. I guess this won't currently get him anything. Lesser converted mana cost. So we're just going to cast Daring Demolition on Bastion Mastodon, because Ballista Charger also costs 5, so he can't get anything back. And then we're going to play Hinterland Drake, and that will be what we start attacking with now. While we do our shenanigans with Cogwork Assembler. Okay, he's gonna get back Bastion Mastodon, which I'm okay with. This guy is getting big, but not big enough given what's going on here. Okay. So I'm gonna attack with my Drake and then just leave mana up to either Tidy Conclusion or do our shenanigans. Tidy Conclusion right now gains us 6 life, so that's pretty big. Drop our opponent to 17. End my turn. Ooh. Barricade Breaker, huh? Not going to be able to do Universal Solvent shenanigans, I don't think. I'd rather just kill that with Tidy Conclusion. Oh, except for one thing, Scrap Trawler. If I kill... Yeah, I've got to kill Scrap Trawler first. Yeah. Yes, I do. So, I'm going to kill Scrap Trawler. Put an end to this nonsense of him potentially getting things back from his graveyard. That guy gets bigger. We go up to 14. Ooh, there we go. That's what we've been wanting here. All right, so we're going to attack with Hinterland Drake. And now we're going to go Efficient Construction. And then Workshop Assistant. So, Thopter number 1. And we end our turn. Feels like we've turned the corner here from being almost dead and now basically in control of the game. We probably just throw a servo in front of Barricade Breaker. I could think about double blocking him one way or another, but right now I think I just throw a servo in front of him. Servo. All right. Not another artifact, but as you know, we have a nice mana sink, so I'm not too concerned. We'll attack with both of these. Drop Drop our opponent to 12. And what else? I don't know. Do we want to play this land, or is it worth bluffing with? I think it's worth bluffing with. We don't have any artifacts in our graveyard, so we don't get any value for blocking with Workshop Assistant, which makes me a little sad. Soon we can get in with Gearseeker Serpent too and speed things up here. Maybe I just need to play Universal Solvent. Oh, I can actually just make a copy of a creature. That's actually way better. We're going to make a copy of a creature. We're going to make a copy of Bastion Mastodon. Oh, I could have made a copy of Barricade Breaker. What am I smoking? That would have been better. Would have been a lot better. But this turn, I'm just going to throw the Mastodon in front of it. Next turn, I'll actually do what's better. Blocking the Barricade Breaker with the Barricade Breaker. Okay. We will attack for 3. All right, Cruel Finality on the Thopter. We will play this land and we'll end our turn. Cogwork Assembler has been pretty legit in this draft so far. All right, opponent just decided to scoop. We were just gonna grind. You know, he couldn't kill us when he needed to, and after that, we just stabilized. We do have Ceremonious Rejection, and our opponent played several artifacts, but I don't think quite enough for me to want to bring it in. So we're just gonna roll this back out there. This deck is fun. I think this is a keeper. Even getting back an Implement is nice. More lands would, of course, be good, including another island, but... All right. You know what I didn't get is, what's it called? Ceremonious Burial or something. The one in a black, you get a artifact back from your... creature back from your graveyard, and if you control an artifact, you get to draw a card. I would love that. Okay, we're going to play Implement of Malice. Another early Gearseeker Serpent would be nice. We got to draw our Efficient Construction that last game, but it only made one Thopter the whole time, which is a little sad. I think I'm going to crack this and play Aether Swooper. Okay, what does our opponent discard? Oval Chase Daredevil. Okay, well, at least we kept it from being cast the first time. If nothing else. We just take 2 here. Opponent's going to crack that. All right. I'm going to attack and then play Foundry Assembler with Improvise. Thanks to that servo there. So we're going to cast... If we draw an island next turn, we can play Gearseeker, so there's that. Bastion Mastodon. Probably just have to use Daring Demolition on that. We'll see, though. Okay, we did not draw an island. Yeah, I'm just going to use Daring Demolition on this Mastodon. I want my self-assembler to be the biggest thing out there when I play it. All right. I'll probably play self-assembler next turn and get our Cogwork guy who's been so good to us. We're going to take 2. Okay, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to attack with our Swooper. kill my swooper. I'm down with that. Unless, of course, you play your own flyer, in which I'm less down. I'm less down with it, but we'll play Self-Assembler. We will use its ability, and we'll get Cogwork Assembler and end our turn. There's that Daredevil who went back to his hand. That's why we really want to play Gear Seeker, because it makes Daredevil bad because it can't block basically anymore. Okay. So I think I go Cogwork Assembler into Workshop Assistant, which can get me back my implement. End our turn. Almost a 7 mana. Don't have anything super value-y to do right now, except making a Workshop Assistant and blocking with it, I guess, is pretty funny. Yeah. Do I take it? I think I take it for now. Fenhauler. That is bad news. We really need that island. None of our creatures can block him right now. We do have Aether Poisoner at least. There it is. Okay, thank God. We're going to play Implement of Malice. We're going to make our opponent lose the last card in his hand, and we're going to draw a card. We also drew Daring Demolition, which is awesome. And he loses Ballista Charger, which is also pretty good for us. So I'm going to go Gear Seeker, Aether Poisoner. And I think we're good. The Fenhauler was scary for a second there, but now I think we're all right. Also have Daring Demolition in our hand, which helps. This time we actually got in some early damage, unlike the last game where we did like nothing, and then in the very late game we just ground out a win. Ground it out? I don't know. Verb conjugation. Yeah. I guess if I only had one of my assembly workers in play, we've assembled all 3 of them again, of course. Copying him would be kind of funny. Right, he's bringing the Thunder with Oval Chase. And I think I'm just going to double block him with Workshop Assistant and a Servo. Let's see what my opponent does about that. There's enough of a chance that he had a way of making him big enough to kill my Gear Seeker that I didn't really want to deal with it. Even though making copies of Workshop Assistant would have been fun. Getting back an implement isn't too bad. All right, Fatal Push. Pretty nice. He did that because he knew I was about to get rid of the card in his hand anyway. I really should have blocked with Gear Seeker there. He would have just been able to kill some random creature, which wouldn't have been super great for him. I think I'm just about to play Implement of Malice as 3 mana, draw a card. First, I'm going to attack with Aether Poisoner. Well, no, yeah, let's do that. I'm going to attack with Aether Poisoner and make a Servo. What I want to happen is for him to block with Lawless Broker, put a counter on that, and then I can use Daring Demolition. And that seems likely because that's what I would do, because I would want my Fenhauler to be big enough to attack through the Gear Seeker. But we'll see if that's what he does. Well, looks promising. Looking like we'll probably get what we want here. Yep. We did it. I think I still play the implement first, though. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to crack it yet, though. I could if I wanted to, but instead I'm just going to kill Fenhauler here. And we are in great shape now. We just have 2/2/2s we're looking at, and most of our board doesn't care about them. That's a little more obnoxious. And here comes Oval Chase again, of course. Okay, so 3/7. I'm thinking about attacking with Gear Seeker and then using Tidy Conclusion to just make it so all of my opponent's creatures die. Yeah. I'm going to attack with Gear Seeker. I'm not going to make him unblockable. I could, but I'm not going to. I kind of want my opponent to block in this case and just blow him out. He's in top deck mode, so if that's what happens, he's dead, and if he just takes 5, we're okay with that too. We also get to gain 4 life off of Tidy Conclusion. Oh, I guess he's only going to double block it. What am I thinking? Why would he block with everything? We're still going to do this, though. Kills that. He has to top deck an artifact, which he could. I mean, his deck probably has a lot of them. And we'll continue to hold on to our implement. If it's a land, though, he's done. All right, well, we're 2-0 so far. Hopefully we can go ahead and win the finals. This deck is pretty sweet, so I think we have a solid chance. And I'll see you there. All right, let's see if we can go 3-0 here. This is not a keeper. It's an okay hand, but it's not a keeper. We need some early action or another land or something. I'll keep this one. And yeah, keep that too. Sounds good to me. I mean, you know, in some ways maybe keeping the implement on top isn't excellent because it's kind of like drawing another card that isn't a card, like almost a land, but it does do something, and if we draw any of our improvised creatures, it'll be pretty good. Long Tusk Cub. Ugh. You know what I hate? Having to block with my Aether Poisoner without ever getting a servo out of him, and that might be what's about to happen. Because Long Tusk Cub, if it hits you and you don't deal with it, you're in trouble. He may just use something like, well, no, Prey Upon won't work. Never mind. Yeah, use Prey Upon. It'd be a 2-for-1. Death Touch. So hopefully I at least can keep him from attacking, but I won't be able to attack with my Poisoner either, unless I draw removal and feel okay about the prospect of Long Tusk Cub smashing my face in. So for now, I'm not attacking. Next turn, we may play and crack our implement. We do kind of want artifacts, of course, but yeah. Yeah, I think we're just going to play and crack it. Just go right after our opponent. Okay, good. Tidy Conclusion. Well, now I feel a little better about the idea of him attacking me, but I'm still just going to leave my guy back. All right, so our opponent's red-green. He doesn't have his red yet. That's why he discarded Sweatworks Brawler. My cat is making noise in the background. Hopefully that's not too disturbing. I'm not even sure what she's doing. What is she doing? She's running her paws on top of a packet, like a ream of paper. That's what that wonderful sound you hear is. Does he attack here? No. Yeah, the Bandar is scary. God, come on now. Yeah, we don't have anything. See if he moves some tokens, counters around. Come here, cat. Come here. Here she is. She's thrilled that I'm holding her while she's trying to play, but that's the creature making the noise in the background. And yeah, you're gonna make that a 2/4. That's pretty big deal. Once we play Self-Assembler, we'll at least be able to grab another creature. Because right now, right now. Yeah, we're just going to take 3. 2. We're just going to take 2. Just 2. Aether Stream Leopard. Okay. Opponent's like mono green, I guess. That Sweatworks Brawler. One exception. All right. So we're just going to play Self-Assembler. And we're going to grab Cogwork Assembler, I think. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Cogwork Assembler. And I'll end my turn there. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, no, he didn't do it. That wouldn't be bad. I guess it wouldn't be great either, though. Ooh, Narnum Cobra. Death Touch versus Death Touch. Okay, Workshop Assistant. Yep, I think we play the Assistant since it can laughably block the Narnum Cobra. Although if he puts the counter on it, it won't be able to. But if he does, I'm not that concerned. Then we play Cogwork Assembler. We're just trying to make this game last because our opponent has sort of put it all out there on the board, and we have lots of cards that can help us eventually get a win here in our deck. Lots of removal to clear the way. No attack. Okay. So I'm thinking I'm just going to hard cast this Fenhauler because I'd like to keep all my creatures untapped. Soon we'll start being able to do Workshop Assistant copies that block things and getting back Implements of Malice over and over again. So that seems pretty good to me. There's his mountain, so he probably has something he can play now. Something we're going to have to kill, although it's only a 4/4. Can't really attack right now. Hey, Gear Seeker. Speaking of things that can help us win the game. You cost more than you have lately, but I guess that's okay. We'll pay 4 for you. Now we have 2 creatures so big that our opponent can't do anything about them. So... Oh, yeah, I kind of forgot you could do that. You're not going to, though. I guess I have a 5/6 now. This cat, man. She's having a good time with the curtains now. She tends to get upset when I'm doing this and not actually paying attention to her. Most cats aren't actually needy, but this one's needy. She doesn't even necessarily want me to like be petting her, though. She just wants me to have my attention on her instead of this strange screen I'm always staring at. Okay. No. Changed your mind? I would just take it all, I think. Well, I'd probably block the Cobra with my Workshop Assistant, actually. But I will take 4 every day. Oh, Aether Stream Leopard, too. Interesting. This really makes me wish I'd left mana up for Tidy Conclusion, but I couldn't, you know, if I wanted to play my Gear Seeker, and I needed to play him, so there was no way to do it. But our opponent has 1 card in his hand, you know, so I'm not incredibly concerned right now. So he could have Built to Smash. So that's something to think about when we're blocking here. Because he might have Built to Smash, I'm just going to block the guy who already has Trample with Aether Poisoner. Yeah. And I guess a Chump Block. These guys both already have Trample. I think I'm just going to do that. We can gain a bunch of life back and do all kinds of shenanigans. He's got 1 card, so I'm not ultra worried about it. I guess blocking him would have been better, honestly, because this requires energy to get bigger, so that was a little bit of a mistake. We dropped to 9, but that's okay. He keeps the 1 card in his hand, but now we have Tidy Conclusion up, so I'm a little less concerned. In my turn, Bandar. Could be that he has a removal spell, I guess. Okay, he's going for that. Works for me. We still have our workshop assistant to block Narnum Cobra. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do here, block that and block like this. I do hate the idea that I might be about to lose my Cogwork Assembler, but whoa, what is he doing that costs that much mana? Ah, well, no thanks. We're gonna blow him up. These two guys will trade. We go up to 12. And yeah. Okay. Should we start attacking with our Gear Seeker Serpent? Considering his attacks across the board are kind of bad. Yeah, probably. I like the idea of making workshop assistants to block over and over again and getting back my Implement of Malice, but it's not that great. What is this? 7 mana. Oh, God. Oh, no. That is not what we wanted to see. We need removal now, or we're pretty close to dead because he'll be able to pump himself to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's a little scary. Oh, that was luck sackery at its finest. I'm not going to even pretend like it wasn't. We do have a lot of removal, but that was like the ideal card for us to draw. So yeah, our opponent decided to scoop. Yeah, it was lucky. It was lucky. I will tell my opponent such, because I was about to be dead. So what do we want to bring in here? I don't think anything. Things have just been going so well for us. We haven't lost a game yet, and I've been having a lot of fun with the things. The one thing we really haven't gone off with is efficient construction. Our deck's been really good, but we haven't gotten to efficient construction anything. Well, we've done it once, so we haven't had it like in an opening hand. It just turned into like an army of Thopters, and I'll be a little sad if we don't quite get there with it. Don't get to do it, even if we go 3-0, which obviously I'll be happy with, but would be better if I could have some fun with a card that I hadn't actually gotten to draft yet. So this hand is fairly underwhelming. I'm trying to decide if I want to send it back. Like, we're not doing anything early other than playing a Workshop Assistant. Workshop Assistant's pretty bad when you just play it on turn 3. I think we can do better between 6 cards, a Scry, and being on the draw, though. Maybe not. We'll go to 5. Okay. Workshop Assistant really wants to be in our hand. I guess I'll take it. We need to draw some spells, that's for sure, but this game's not off to a good start. Didn't see efficient construction in any of those hands either. What's that about? All right. If he plays Long Tusk Cub early in this game, we are in so much trouble. Just a Narnum Cobra. I'm cool with that. So we'll be able to play Foundry Assembler. No, we won't. Why do you cost 5 Foundry Assembler? Would 4 be too good? I don't think so. Like, you're only very rarely going to play it before turn 3, so. We do have our Workshop Assistant who can block Narnum Cobra really effectively, at least, but. Ouch. Okay. I think we play the Assistant, unfortunately. It would be... He's probably going to move a counter over to his Cobra, though. Maybe not, though. Yeah, he did. We'll just take 4 if he swings. Compow. Yeah, we'll go to 14. This next turn, we probably play Foundry Assembler and use our Implement of Malice to get a card out of our opponent's hand and draw us a card. Good, nothing. I like nothing. Oh, that's pretty good for next turn. So yeah, we're gonna go. Ooh, we do not want to do it that way actually, because we want to leave black untapped. So hold on a second here. We need to play another island. Oh, maybe we should actually crack it first. Oh no, we don't want to because we want to be able to use it for improvise. So play the assembler. And then this. He's probably about to use, no, just appetite. All right. It's not awesome because we're going to get hit for 4 again, but we can get him back with Workshop Assistant now. Ooh, Heroic Intervention is what we hit. I don't mind that too much. That is a large Bandar. I mean, a Narnum Cobra. You're just going all in on that Cobra. That's why. Well, actually didn't really accomplish anything in doing that. He does have a flyer now. That's certainly accomplishing something. We're just going to play Bastion Mastodon and try to put an end to this nonsense. I'm just going to block the Cobra with it because I can use Workshop Assistant to get it back later. So, block away. Death Touch. Oh. Whoa. That's not what I was expecting. Ouch. Okay, now we have to use Daring Demolition. We do have 2 removal spells at least. We have that going for us. We're just going to use Daring Demolition. Down to 8, and right now Tidy Conclusion isn't exactly gaining me a ton of life, so we take 2. Okay. Ugh. Not so good right here. I think we probably use Tidy Conclusion on the Lifecraft Cavalry. May just be better to use it now. Yeah, I'm going to use it now. I don't want to set him up for Revolt or anything, so I'm just going to do it now. Take us up to 7. And end our turn. 2 to the face. Okay, well now we have time to reverse engineer. Workshop Assistant can't block anyway, so we may as well. Okay. That self-assembler may dig us out of this, but we have to find a way to deal with this flyer. And right now we don't have one of those. Gonna play the assembler. Do we have anything left in our deck that can actually deal with this flyer? Oh, we have another Daring Demolition. And we have Hinterland Drake, who can just block it. So we have 2 cards. Universal Solvent as well. We'll take Cogworker Assembler. And we'll play it. And we'll end our turn. We have 1 turn to draw it, though, so 3 cards can help us. So we don't have a great chance of drawing them. Nope. That time we didn't luck sack our way out of it. We're just dead to the flyer. Too bad. All right. Glimmer of Genius is tempting against a deck doing things with +1/+1 counters. I mean, leave in the dust is what I mean. Yeah, I don't think we change anything though. We just roll this back out there. All right, we would like to play first. This is a great hand. I'm really digging this hand. We have 1-drop, 2-drop that makes artifact. Early Bastion Inventor most likely. We do need to draw a few lands to really make it work out for us, but I think we can do it. Turn 4 Bastion Inventor. Ooh, we haven't had to deal with that yet. I'm not really looking forward to that. We're gonna swing for 1. And I'm gonna play Aether Poisoner first. I'm gonna swing with the Poisoner. Well, we missed our land drop that we wanted. And I'm gonna play Swooper. But we will have 3 artifacts next turn, so we could draw a land still and play him. Ooh, Pima Outrider. At least he doesn't have the mana to make a servo yet, but he can of course start adding more counters to the guy. Oh, he didn't. He went a different route than I expected. Okay. Land? Well, that's not good, but we can still do something. So we're gonna attack with Swooper. Get in for 1, and then we're gonna go power out Foundry Assembler. So now we can play our Bastion Inventor for 2 mana, and with all the artifacts we have in play, but definitely not playing him as soon as I had hoped. I'm just gonna take this for now. I could trade in a couple different ways, but taking it seems better. Our opponent's like 90% green, I feel like. Livecraft. Okay, I'm really glad I didn't trade. That would have been really bad. Oh, come on. Okay, well, I think we got to do this. And attack for 1. We need the lands. Please give me a land. Just 1. An island especially. Enraged Giant. Frustrating. Okay. I think I kill them both. I think I go see you later and see you later. Does mean I take 3. But I still have a decent board presence, and if I ever draw land, an island especially, I'll be fine. And I did it. So just gonna play the big Gear Seeker. Attack with my Swooper again. Next turn I probably use Implement of Malice. Narnum Cobra makes my life more difficult. Yeah. We're gonna get rid of that last card in his hand. What is it? That's a spell. Appetite, okay. I was hoping he wouldn't be able to play it in response. I mean, ideally. But we do get to draw a card still. Did you have all these small guys all along? Should have kept my Black Splash. Yeah, he had Make Obsolete probably. I don't have a ton of them though. I have a few. It's not like I'm all about the servos. Of course, I do have freaking the construction thingy, efficient construction that just hates me, but okay, well that's great. And we're just gonna keep attacking in the sky for now. I mean, yeah, I did get both of my ether creatures this game. So Make Obsolete kind of is bad for him though at the same time. So it's okay, do I just kill Narnum Cobra? Then he can't actually yeah. I think I'm gonna kill Narnum Cobra here. Takes me back up to 18. Shock, okay. Takes me back up to 17 thanks to shock. But my opponent's hand's empty now. And he can't actually block and kill my Gearseeker Serpent right now. So we'll get in for the 5. We now have enough mana to use his ability. And I'm just going to play and crack and implement. Draw a card. And in my turn. So he's on a 2-turn clock here. Yeah, drawing a land there does not help him. So we go unblockable this turn, I think, no matter what. That means he has to kill my Gearseeker Serpent or just dies next turn. So did he draw a way out? Yeah, I did have some nice draws. He's not wrong. So, all right. Well, we managed to 3-0 that one. That was pretty good. That was a very fun deck. Improvise has been the deck I've had the most success with so far. More so than Revolt, but I don't know if that's just my play style being better with it or Revolt being good. I still, this is probably only my 10th draft, so I still need to play some more to figure all of that out. But thanks for watching. If you want to catch other draft videos of mine, you can find more of them on this channel, so click subscribe here to the Aether Hub. You can also find more of my drafts on my own channel called NizzahonMagic. I post a draft video there every week and a draft video here every week. And of course, there's also a lot of other great content here on the Aether Hub from other Magic the Gathering creators that you can see if you subscribe. So you should if you want to catch a lot of great content. So thanks for watching.